Hey, boo. Child, it is a time in the land. How y'all doing today? Happy Friday, y'all. I'm in a good mood today. I'm trying to fix my hair because I just came from out, y'all. It is hot as all get out, okay? Out them doors, okay? I don't know what the temperature is up in your neck of the woods, but child, it is hot up here in Zamunda, okay? Yeah. All right, y'all. So I just came on here, y'all, just to talk some shit about nothing. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk some shit, about absolutely nothing, and then I'm gonna show y'all some stuff, that I had got from the store and all that kind of stuff and everything like that. Now, I never talked to y'all about my little Cpap situation, okay? From my little sleep apnea, I told y'all sleep study. For y'all that's been following me, y'all know about, my little sleep issues. And if you haven't been following me, child, I'm going to need you to catch up, okay? I'm going to need you to get you some and catch up, okay? Because mama ain't got time to go over the details, okay? You're going to have to go back into the archives, child, and catch up, okay? And hit subscribe, child, so you can get notified when I upload, child, because you're going to need to catch up, okay, to keep up with mama, okay? All right there. Now, let me show you my machine real quick. And then we're going to talk about this thing here. Now, so let me just give you like a small backstory. I ain't going to give you the whole story, just a small backstory, okay? Because I ain't got that kind of time and all that kind of stuff and everything like that. So, yeah, so they put me on a Cpap machine because they found out that I stopped breathing when I'm dreaming. I stopped breathing at least 160 times per hour. So I was not getting proper oxygen and blood flow throughout my body. And that's why I was so tired. As much as I slept, I still was tired all the time. But I don't know if you all have noticed, but I have a lot of energy now. Like, I'm always in a good mood. I'm always in a good fucking mood up in this. Child, it is a time in the land. But anyway, y'all, this is my Cpap machine, okay? It comes in this. It's like a big old briefcase, suitcase. But it's actually not as big as the bag looks, okay? Now, I'm going to try to talk kind of loud because I got my fan going and I got about 100 windows open up in this piece, okay? So, here you go. Okay, so there's two parts to it. You just put it together and bam. This is how big the machine is. Okay? Now, this little part right here, you just open that up, okay? This is where you put your water, okay? Now, you have to use either distilled water or purified water. You can't use water from the tap, okay? So if you got snoring issues and all that, go get yourself checked out. If you're always tired, lack of energy, lack of motivation, depressed, all that stuff could tie into sleep apnea. And if you snore really bad, that's a good sign that you have sleep apnea because, like I said, you need your blood and your oxygen to flow normally, freely, and continuously in order, for everything to work right, okay? And if that ain't happening, then you're going to have all kinds of issues going on with your body, emotionally and physically. So, I don't have the depression situation going on like I used to. I'm not sleep all day like I used to, other than the other day when I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning from the day before. On my Makeup for Dummies channel, I did the Get Unready with me. I was taking off my makeup, get ready for bed, and I still didn't even sleep all day. I literally did not go to bed that day. I was on camera at like 5 something in the morning taking off my makeup and stuff. And I was going to go my ass to bed. I still did not go to sleep until 10:30 that morning. Because I was up. Once I got off camera, I stayed up, finished, getting all my makeup and stuff off. Doing my little exfoliating and all that. Then I jumped in the shower. By the time all that was said and done, it was like 6 something. Time for my husband to get up. So he got up, he fumbling around, so definitely couldn't sleep through that. So once he left for work, I still stayed up. Like, I wasn't tired. So it hit me about 10:30, 11 o'clock. I went to bed. I slept for maybe like an hour and a half. And I was up for the rest of the day. Okay? Yeah. So last night, I took my ass to bed. I laid on my back. I put my machine on. And I did not wake up until 6:40 this morning. 6:40 this morning. I had an 11 o'clock appointment today. I had to go back to the sleep study place because they needed to check up on me and make sure that, I'm sorry, y'all, my earring fell off. Just an update appointment. Actually, the update appointment was probably like last week, but I had totally forgot about it. I didn't get my reminder call, just to kind of remind me a little bit. And I totally forgot. So I had to reschedule it for this week. Because within 90 days, okay, now this machine costs about $2,000, okay? Now, if you got to pay out of pocket, that's how much. This is an expensive machine. So when you have health insurance, they're kind of strict when it comes down to this. If you're not using this machine at least for 4 hours or more per night, then they're not going to pay for it because it costs. It's like you're renting the machine, and they have to I think the machine itself is like $2,000, and then for the duration that you have it, I don't know if it's like a rental fee or whatever, but the point is, if you're not going to use the machine like you're supposed to, then the insurance company is not going to pay for it. So they can actually, when I went for my appointment, for my checkup or whatever they call it, they can actually look in the machine and tell how long and how often you use it, because they have to submit that information into the insurance company after 90 days so that the insurance company can know that you're using it like you're supposed to, and then the sleep study people can find out if the insurance will pay for it so they can start billing your behind. And if you don't be coming up with them payments, and I guess they say, you got to turn your little machine and everything over to them. So anyway, that's the deal on the like if you have to get this, you definitely want to have health insurance, because out of pocket, this is an expensive piece of machine here. But I'm telling you, it works wonders. When I went in to see my doctor, my sleep study doctor, I told him, he said, "So how are you doing?" I said, I am full of life again. And he laughed. He said, "I have never heard anybody say that." I said, "Doctor, I am so full of life." And my daughter, I called my daughter while I was getting ready, to go to my appointment. And I'm all, spunky and, "Hey, and what you doing?" And And she was like, you got way too much energy. I said, "Yeah, I'm going to go to my appointment. I feel good, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "Well, you need to tell that doctor you got too much energy now." So I told him, I said, "My daughter told me to tell you I got way too much energy." He said, "Well, let her know I am not done with you yet, because this is just like the beginning stages. You have a stage where, you set the dial, and, the more humidity that comes out of here, the better it is for you, but you have to start low." So they started me off at like 4.5, and I upped it to 5.5. And as long as, you don't get the, because the humidity has a lot to do with how this works too. If you don't get any water dripping or anything like that, then you can up it. So he said I can up it to 6 as long as it cooperates. And he says the more hours that you get on this machine at night, the better you're gonna feel. And I'm like jumping off the chandeliers around this motherfucker, okay? Just off of getting at least 6 hours on this thing. I get at least 4 to 6 hours a night on this. Because, I go to bed late sometimes. Not that I can't sleep. Sometimes I just go to bed late, just whatever. So he says once I actually start going to bed at a certain time, to whereas I can get at least 8 hours, he said, I'm going to feel like, I said, I think I'll be flying the next time I come up in here. If I can feel any better than I do now, then wow. He says, yeah. He says, you're doing really good on the machine. He checked it and everything, my percentage and everything, because you have to have a night, okay, by this point I'm supposed to be at like 70% as far as usage, but I'm at like 64. But he says I'm doing great. Like he said, that is wonderful, because I told him I missed a few nights because I didn't go to bed at night. Like for instance, the other night, I did not go to bed. I literally was up until 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I still didn't actually go to sleep until 10:30, and I only slept 1 hour. So I missed a whole night. So I did a couple nights like that where there was no calculations, or it may have been 1 or 2 hour calculations because I literally didn't go to bed. But if I actually lay my ass down and go to bed, I will put the mask on because it helps me sleep. See, when I snore, it wakes me up. So I don't like that. I'm uncomfortable like that. So I definitely want to make sure that when I go to sleep, I put this bad boy on. So I fill this up with my distilled water, and it has a fill line on it, which is right there. Okay, and I make sure it's cold because the colder the better for me. So I keep my water in the refrigerator. So fill this up with water every night, and then put it back in there, close it, and there you have it. I'm going to show you the headgear. Now this took a few days, no more than a week. It took me to get used to this, okay? Because when I actually had to go back to do the sleep study, actually using this, because you do your sleep study so they can figure out what your problem is. Then once they figure out what your problem is, and they say, okay, well, we're going to put you on a Cpap machine, then you have to stay overnight so that they can measure how much humidity you need. So they have to you have to wear this, and they have to keep you on this machine and figure out where they need to start you at. So you end up doing 2 sleep studies. When I did my sleep study where I had to actually wear this, it was horrible, okay? It was the most uncomfortablest night ever, okay? My first few days at home with this, like I hated it. But I'm used to it now. I love it. The good thing about this, okay, and what you do is you just take one of these ends, and this is a flexible hose. You put it right by your nightstand, and you're good. And you just put it right here on the back. And I don't know if you all have noticed, like I yap like a whole lot now. Like you all can even see the difference in me lately, and not even knowing that this is the reason why, okay? But I'm so talkative. Like my husband literally told me the other day, because when he comes home from work, I try to give him like an hour to just kind of unwind. You know what I mean? I don't, this is just like a little tip. This is just like an Eyes Married Now, how to stay married tip, okay? I'm not gonna be all over the place. I told y'all I'm gonna talk a bunch of shit about a whole lot of nothing, okay? So anyway, yeah. So, okay, here's the tip. Men, and see, sometimes women, you have to ask men, because see, we're women. Women are from Venus, men are from Mars, okay? So we are wired different. We don't think the same. And we don't really know how men are in certain areas because we're not men. No matter how long you've been dealing with men, there's certain things that you will just never quite get or figure out about a man, and vice versa. No matter how many women he has dealt with, it's just certain things that you're just not going to figure out. And some things you just have to say, fuck it, I don't want to figure it out. That's just a man thing. Some things you just have to ward off women as, you know what, that's a man thing, and I'm not going to go crazy trying to figure it out and keep getting pissed off about it, okay? Certain things. So, I asked my husband, because I realized that, okay, when he come home from work, he like to sit down, and he like to take his shoes off, get comfortable or whatever. If it's a really hot day and he sweated a lot at work, he'll come home, take a shower, get comfortable, and then he like to sit down and be in his boom boom room, turn on his little ESPN Sports Center on cable, and just whatever, have a cold beer, have whatever, and they have to unwind. So sometimes I would actually go in the boom boom room with him, and he doesn't mind. He doesn't ever mind, but I don't just go in there with him and just sit. I go in there and I just get the yapping. Not about no nonsense. Like I ain't in there stressing him out. Well, not all the time, but sometimes I get that. He puts me out, okay? I'm going to just keep it real, keep it 100. Sometimes he puts my ass up out that motherfucker, okay? Because I get in there and get the, going. He be like, you know what, you can go. And I be like, you know what, nigga. Oh, okay. I've been put out of better places before. Okay, so you ain't said nothing but a word. Okay, partner. No, but So anyway, the point that I'm making is women. Okay, so here's why I'm gonna give you the tip in a minute. Let me just say this. Okay, so he came home from work. He was sitting down chilling, and I came in the boom boom room with him, and I was like, "Do you mind if I sit here?" Well, no problem. He don't ever mind. So while I was sitting there, he was watching whatever, he's ESPN, whatever on TV. So I just started conversating with him about something that was in the news. And we were just conversating about that. And I mean, I didn't realize, I was just going and 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 going. And he told me, he was like, and we've been together 8 years, okay? And he says, do you know, can I tell you something? He says, you have never talked that much, ever, since we've been together. And we talk all the time. But I'm telling you, I literally sat there for over an hour, just no drama. We was just conversating about something that was going on in the news. And he said, and he was smiling. He was like, you have never talked that much. And I was like, wow, but I'm so energized now. I'm telling you, this thing has given me life. So I asked him, so like I said, he didn't say it was a problem or anything, but I said, you know what? Let me ask you a question. Because when he came home yesterday, I think I wanted to talk to him about something. And I said, listen, let me ask you a question. When men come home from work, I know men like to try to get comfortable. That's with anybody. When you come home from a hard day's work and it's hot outside or you worked hard, you want to come home and just kind of relax a little bit. Some people come home and plop on the couch and just put their feet up and chill for a minute. Some people may lay across the bed, take a little cat nap, this, whatever. I asked him, I said, how do men generally like to do when they come home from work? Because I don't want you to come home and then that's just start, in your ear. How long does it take for you, or how much time do you need to feel like you have unwinded, and then you can tend to me, my conversation, my whatever? And he said, generally what men like to do, and then he said, what I like to do is I like to come home, say hi to the kids, talk to them for a few minutes, see how their day went. Of course, kiss the wife. That happens as soon as he comes to kiss the wife. How you doing, baby? Blah blah blah. And he said, then I like to get comfortable, and then we like to relax and just unwind. And I says, okay, how long do you need to feel like you have unwounded yourself and to feel like okay, now my wife can come in and kind of sit down and tell me about her day, tell me about that bitch. You know how we be trying to tell our men whatever we had encountered on that particular day. So he says about an hour. He says just about an hour of just relaxing and unwinding, and then we good. I said, okay, fine. Because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to do like this. And then men, one thing that we have to realize, women, men are nothing like us. So you know how you may get on the phone with one of your good girlfriends or whatever, and y'all can just chop it up, y'all can laugh and cry and girl, he did this, and girl, she did that, and girl, I went out with her and she was acting funny, and girl, her man was cheating on her, and she, blah blah blah. That's the shit you talk about with your friends, and they can listen to you, and you can be on the phone for hours with your good girlfriend, just chopping it up about everything. Okay, men do not have that type of attention span because men, they don't communicate like that. Okay, men in general don't just yap and yap and yap. You may have some men that are just quite talkative, but most men, they're not really that talkative. So if you notice, if you sit there and you talk to your husband, okay, and if y'all not having a give and take conversation where you're saying something and then he's responding, or you're asking something, and it's just basically you just sitting there just blah 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 blah, you will notice that his attention span will go after the first 5 or 10, 15 minutes. He'll be listening, but he don't really be listening. And it's not on purpose. Men can't sit and just yap and yap and yap like that, like women can. And, if the TV's on, he'll be listening to you, but he might get focused on what's going on that TV. And we'll get pissed off about it, like, are you listening? Yeah, baby, I'm listening. I heard everything you say. And I'll be like, well, what did I just say? Come on, baby, I heard what you said. No, you didn't. You're right. You heard me. You could literally hear somebody was talking, but you weren't listening in order to comprehend or in order to repeat back what I said. So men get tuned out, okay, at some point, and they don't do it on purpose. They just can't hold you can't hold their attention like that when you're just talking about, you know, all kinds of whatever. Because women can just do that shit. Sit down and just talk and talk and talk for hours. Men can't do that. And we shouldn't expect them to. Yeah, we want them to listen to us, but a man is not going to sit there and listen to you talk about, you know, so-and-so, the bitch at work and did this, and the bitch on YouTube that said this, and then, you know, I tried to go up with my girlfriend, but she mad at Bonquisha is mad with Shaquan. So you know, men ain't gonna sit and they you know, they just, you know, they don't want to get down like that. So here's the tip, ladies. When your man come home from work, you know, look nice. You know, I'm not saying you gotta have on a pair of high heels and fishnets and all that kind of bullshit, because that's not realistic. But look presentable, you know, because, you know, he don't want to come home and see the bonnet. He don't want to come home and see the t-shirt or the pajamas. You know, I mean, if you're going to have on pajamas, make it look presentable. Like, you know, maybe like a little, not no sexy, because you got your kids, right? So you can't be like totally sexy, but you don't want to have that t-shirt on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything against t-shirts, but fuck it. Do what the fuck you want to do with your man. What you do with your man is your business. What your man like is what you need to be concerned about, okay? I'm just giving tips. You can take it or you can leave it, okay? Just point blank. So my advice is try to look presentable at least sometimes when your man come home from work. And, you know, greet him at the door. If it's a really hot day, greet him with a nice cold beer if he drinks beer, a nice cold glass of water, a nice cold glass of lemonade, you know, and then let him go do him. Give him his little kiss. Hey, baby, how you doing? Let him go speak to the kid and let him go just unwind, okay? Then if you need to talk to him or you just want to just talk, just to, you know, spend a little time, then go in after an hour, hour and a half, and then, you know, let it out or whatever. But that's just my little tip. So anyway, god damn it, 22 minutes. I ain't even finished telling y'all about the Cpap. And, all right, I'm going to come back because I got a haul that I want to do. And, but anyway, this is how this goes, okay? Let me just show you this real quick. Hook that to the back of that. This goes in here. And here's the mask, okay? Now, I don't want to mess up my hair, girl, because I got to see my husband soon. So, you know, we're going to hook up for a little lunch date, you know what I'm saying. You know, got to keep this walk alive, girl. But anyway, you put this on your head, okay? And this goes over your nose like this. Like I said, I don't want to mess my hair up. And that's it. Now, this is a comfortable one. Now, I was having some trouble with this, and after going in and talking to the doctor, I found out what the problem was. But something was going on. It was making some kind of irritating, bubbly noise, and I couldn't sleep with that. So when I did my sleep study, when they had to figure out my humidity level, they had gave me this one. This is the one I had used, and I'm glad I had brought it home. It's like a spare. And but I don't like this one as much as I like this one. But I had to make it do what it do because I was having issues with that. So I'm just showing you that, you know, I don't know exactly what kind you're going to get. You know, this kind, you got to actually hook the piece on it. Okay? This kind is a snap. Just snap it on. So, and I don't know what other kinds they have out there. But anyway, like I said, I'm full of life. I'm talking my ass off. This goddamn thing is 23 minutes and 49 seconds. We'll do 25 just to make it even. We're going to stop all this bullshit with these long ass goddamn videos. Seriously. Okay? I'm going to stop that shit. Now, I'm going back to my little 15 minutes because, like I said, people don't stay engaged that goddamn long. And I showed this in a haul. I put my little distilled water in here at night. Well, I'm going to start doing that. That's why I bought this, because it has a top and a nozzle. Put my little distilled water in here, and I can fill up my little jug, and, you know, if there's some left in here, I can just set it to the side without spilling it. So, but yeah, so that's it. That's my little Cpap situation. Like I said, the bag looks huge, but it's really not that big. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's get to getting here. Okay. Because this long ass video is a bunch of bullshit. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all on the next video. Make sure you hit subscribe, girl, so that you can be notified when I upload videos And make sure you share, because sharing is caring. Make sure you visit all my other YouTube channels, because I got 5 other ones out there, you know, including this one. And I will put all those links to my other channels in the description box. Okay? All right. I will see y'all on the next video. Only if it's the Lord's will, child, because I don't know. Shit. Girl, bye.